Okay, so there's a lot of debate in the business transaction space of whether or not you should put an asking price at all on your business that you have for sale. A lot of people that their experience in business selling is in the mergers and acquisition space, which is the larger deal sizes. Those are typically 5 million and on up into the hundreds of millions of dollars. People in that space typically don't put an asking price on their deals because their logic is, why limit yourself? You're never going to get more than your asking price, and you want to get the top dollar, so you don't really know what someone's going to offer for the business. So you should really make the business case as to why this is a valuable business, but not actually put a value on the business or an asking price on the business. We play in a space where a lot of our deals are under $5 million, and we almost always put an asking price on our businesses for sale. And we do that for several reasons. First off, in the marketplaces where we put a lot of our deals out there, people are searching by a price range, and people are expecting an asking price. The deals that don't have asking prices are generally viewed as suspect, and they don't get as much interest by buyers because they think there's something wrong with the business if you don't share numbers, you don't share asking price, and they don't want to get into this horse trading pissing contest situation over value. So they just prefer to see, how much do you want for your business, and tell me the numbers and we'll think about it. The big reason also is under $5 million, you're in a realm that's really governed by the SBA, because the SBA is the biggest goodwill financer. They're kind of the 800-pound gorilla when it comes to backing business transactions. And so a lot of our deals, more than half of our deals, end up SBA financed. And SBA has some very hard and set rules on, if you go SBA, you have to get appraised. It has to have adequate debt coverage to get the right kind of loan. And so you're really stuck in the parameters of what SBA will agree the value is. And so we choose asking prices because even if we say, hey, if we think a business is worth $1 million and you want us to ask $2 million, probably first off, you're not going to get any action because people are smart and they know it's not worth $2 million. But even if you get somebody dumb, which is almost impossible, that says, I'll pay $2 million, but we know it will only appraise for $1 million because we're business appraisers and we know the metrics they look for, then what'll end up happening is you'll get an offer at $2 million, you'll accept the offer, they'll go to get a loan from the SBA. The SBA will say, sorry, it only appraised for $1 million, we can only do the deal at $1 million. And then you just wasted everybody's time and money and energy, and it took you 6 months to get there. Well, we'd rather just say, hey, we told you it's $1 million, just take $1 million if you want this deal. So under $5 million, you're really limited by that math and the SBA rule book. Once you get over $5 million, you get outside of the SBA's rule book, and you start, most of the deals north of $5 million are they're usually bought by other companies that bring their own banks and their own assets and bankability to the table, or they're brought by private equity that has a pool of investors that they don't have to use a bank, or they use different types of financing, but it's not SBA, and they don't have to live by the SBA rules. And so you have kind of a whole different ballgame. I refer to that as going up into the minor leagues, and whereas the Main Street business broker SBA world is kind of the little leagues. And so, and I always like to think of public companies. Their market caps is set by in the stock market, and that's the major leagues. And so our firm kind of straddles between little league and minor league. And when we come across a business that we think is worth north of $5 million, a lot of times we'll throw the SBA rule back out the window, and we'll go to market with no price and do it more like a mergers and acquisitions deal. Take the best offer and go to strategic buyers and companies and hunt really good, deep-pocketed buyers in the private equity space. But if it's under $5 million value, we actually get better results by just pricing it right in a way that we know is going to appraise, it's going to get SBA approval, and we go to market with an asking price, and we nail it, and we get it. So when we're under that space, I'll tell you what I think it's worth, what we can get, and then if you say go, we have a very good track record of getting that number. In fact, we get 98.5% of our asking price at closing. So we'll tell you what the asking price we want to go with is. If you like it, you want to go with that, we'll go get it. That's what we do.